Uh, First of all, I've got to give credit to Illinois. Brett and his staff did a great job of preparing their team. We knew going into this game that it would be a tough game. We knew that we would get their best. We were prepared for a four-quarter game, and it became just that. A Big Ten road win, tough to come by. The guys had every reason to kind of cash it in when things didn't bounce our way. You know, when we started this year, we said we had two questions to get answered. Would we be a team that played with great discipline this year? And would we be a team that be able to handle adversity? And the day we got the second question answered, I was really proud of the way they fought and overcame, a ton of mistakes on our part. But the ball didn't seem to bounce our way today. But when we needed to make plays on offense and on defense and special teams, all three phases made the plays. And to me, that's what I'm most proud of. We get a chance to get on the plane 3-0. We've got a 24-hour rule in effect, meaning we need to enjoy this thing, come in tomorrow, kind of check in and get our guys healthy, get an extra day to focus on Kent State. But I know this, really excited for those kids in the locker room. Had every chance, like I said, to quit, to cash it in. Never felt they panicked, never felt they looked at the scoreboard and us. That's the way we got to play, and was really happy for the kids. With that, I'll open it up to questions.
What did you like about the way Talia and just the offense kind of managed that drive and you're down 7 and had to score? What was different there than maybe a lot of other times?
You know what? If you really look back in the second half, I thought we moved the ball down the field just about every drive. Fleet fumbles down in the red zone. We had a drive taken away from us when Penny put it on the ground, the call that was reversed. But I didn't feel that at any point in the second half offensively, we kind of got into a rhythm and got into sync. So for us, it was just a matter of getting the ball back on defense. And we struggled on third down on both sides of the ball today. On offense, we couldn't stay on the field on third down. And defensively, we didn't get off the field. But like I said, defense got us the ball back the last two drives. We went down, put a touchdown on the board. Didn't see any panic. I thought Leah managed the offense as well as you can, especially with us being in that situation. And then the defense got us the ball back in even better position to pick the winning field goal.
And just kind of piggybacking off of that, especially early when you guys were moving the ball, you weren't finishing the drives, but there at the end, you guys finished the drives. Kind of what changed? What do you think changed that made you guys capitalize on those drives?
Yeah, I think the big thing, Alex, is it's tough to play on the road, and they had a great crowd today. It's the first time our team, and we're still a kind of a young team. It's the first time we had to face not being at home at the Shell, and it took us a while offensively to get in sync. I thought the defense played and started the game in rhythm, but the second half, we had a couple of opportunities in the first half where we didn't capitalize in the red zone, missed the field goal, made one where we needed to come with a touchdown. But I felt in the second half, the adjustments we needed to make were made. We got to where we started executing the offense and the system. And, as I said, I felt we moved the ball down the field, and the turnovers became an issue for us on offense. And then defensively, the turnover we had and for Nick to get the pick right after it kind of got us the ball back. Really helped us. Our defense played well today.
Is there any question that Petrino would be your guy there? He missed one from 32 yards before. What gave you the faith in him there?
No, Joe Petrino is a guy that we got a lot of faith in. Pushed the second one that he missed a little bit to the right, made the correction. For us, we were going to play to score a touchdown, and then if we have to kick a field goal, we kick it. That's just how we approach it. But never once. We had a chapel today where Shep talked about having the faith of a mustard seed, and for us, our team had a lot of faith in Joe. I had a lot of faith in him. Offensively, they put us in position to be able to kick the field goal, and we executed.
What do you think of Talia in the first half? Do you think he was at all hesitant or affected by his first road game? His stats look great. I'm just curious.
I thought we all were a little affected by playing in a tough environment. It was a loud environment. Our first road game, for us to, we start out with 2 home games and just not being in the confines of our normal routine. It took us a while to kind of get settled down. I thought early in the game, they did a good job on defense, trying to mix the coverages up for Leah. But once I felt like we got the beat on what they wanted to do, and they did a lot of things. They played 0, they played 2, they played some 1 high man, and they kind of mixed it up on them early. But once we kind of got them pegged by what they were doing, we were able to get Leah settled down, and he made some big throws.
Did you make any sort of halftime adjustments to sort of the offense or motion? Was that just kind of more of a case of them just settling in and kind of getting used to the atmosphere?
Yeah, it's the settle-in process. I mean, for us, the execution on offense was, like I said, not necessarily in sync. You know, we drove down a couple of times. We kicked field goals. And for us, when you get in the red area, you got to score touchdowns, especially on the road. And we weren't able to do it. So going in at halftime, 3-3, we were able to come out and talked about, again, it's a 0-0 ball game at the half. And what we needed to do was bring our own energy, you know, because they fed off the energy of their crowd, you know, and our guys, again, like I said, they kept faith. They kept playing. They played the next play. Wasn't worried about the scoreboard. And to me, we'll win a lot of ball games if we can maintain that type of mental intensity and standard.
What was the message to the team, or I guess maybe more so for this upcoming week regarding the penalties that almost put you in a bad spot where you're not?
It's the same message, you know, Emily. For us, those penalties just they continue to happen. We keep coaching them through it, just like anything else. When you're dealing with these 18 to 22-year-olds, we'll show them on tape. We'll make the necessary corrections. If they continue to do these, we'll have to get new guys in there to play because, you know, we can't hurt ourselves and good teams don't beat themselves. We were fortunately we're able to overcome them. And again, the turnovers are the thing today that really stood out to me, to have 2 fumbles, 1 down and 1 to score a touchdown that could have came back to haunt us. And those are the ones we got to really get corrected.
Yeah. Mike, can you speak on Taion's ability to just flush that turnover and then make it back down the second half?
I think that showed a tremendous amount of maturity on his ability, on Fleet, in terms of he's a guy that's one of our emotional leaders, and he's a guy that can be emotional. And what we always keep harping to our guys is that we're going to play the next play. Something bad happens, you play the next play, get yourself to neutral. There's nothing you can do about it once it happens other than get your focus back on, I got to make the next play. And he made a big play for us on the touchdown drive there to tie it. Again, he's a guy that is a leader for us. I was happy to see him be able to overcome it mentally, because in the past, he'd be a guy that wouldn't overcome it. And I just think the mentality and the culture that we're developing with this team is starting to show.
3 more questions. Anybody else?
I was just asked for update on Bo and Deontay.
Yeah, so Deontay ended up having surgery yesterday, or Friday today. So he had shoulder surgery today, which means he's out. We found out in the middle of the week. We did the MRI. With Mo, you know, he kind of re-aggravated the toe. We're hoping that we can get him back this week in terms of just getting healthy. He practiced on Wednesday and then re-aggravated it on Thursday, didn't practice. So we left him at home in the hopes of being able to get him healthy.
And kind of, you know, with the injuries starting to pile up a little bit, the defense, I know obviously now also left a couple times today. What does it speak to your versatility up there that you were able to still kind of hold serve throughout the game, even while rotating and all those guys?
You know, thank goodness we have that type of depth, especially on defense. I mean, if you go look at what we played a lot of different bodies on defense. I mean, I look up and I see Dante Trader on the field with the game on the line. I see, you know, Corey Coley out there. He had to change his number to 0, played a lot of snaps for us in the second half. Glenn Miller, Bo Braid, you know, with the way that the game went, and today, as hot as it was, we had some humidity. We rotated a lot of players on defense, and to be able to play and how we played with our front 7, not having a guy like Mo. I mean, Mo's an all-conference performer for us. It just shows that, you know, we've been able to recruit and add depth to our defense. I saw Darrell Jackson and Taze Johnson out there during the course of the game, and, you know, they're going to just get better and better as they get more and more experience.
Lee, you have a question on the Zoom?
Yeah, I just had a quick question for Coach Locks. Might not be a quick answer. Your team is 3-0 for the first time since 2016. Obviously, so many other teams in the past before yours. With this team specifically, do you feel like it's almost easy to get them to a point where they believe in themselves in the fourth quarter because they have that kind of juice for themselves, knowing what they've been through?
You know, I think the big thing there, Ali, for us is that we have just instilled that mindset and that standard in our players' mind that we're going to get stronger as the game goes on. We're going to get stronger in the fourth quarter. These guys, again, they're not scoreboard watchers. The big question we had to get answered was how will we handle getting punched in the mouth and facing adversity. And, man, they passed that test with flying colors today. I couldn't be more proud of a group of players that I've ever had a chance to coach with just how they just kept fighting. I mean, that resiliency they showed really means they're listening, they bought in, and that the culture that we're trying to create here is where we needed to be right now.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.